Welcome back to our channel, E&A Day2Day. I am April and I'm here to talk about my introduction here, about my background and why I chose bariatrics. So, a little bit about my background. I never had any sort of childhood obesity. That it runs in my family, but I myself had not had any sort of obesity when I was younger. My obesity started, or where I saw that I started to gain weight, was when I became a teenager. And of course, we all know things happen when you're a teenager. For myself, I got pregnant when I was 19, and that changed a lot of why I am where I am today. Pregnancy does a lot for somebody's body, but for myself, I gained about 80 pounds in my first pregnancy, and it's subsequently after that I gained weight more. I lost a little bit of weight throughout my other pregnancies and my first one, but never enough to say that it was enough for myself to be at a healthier weight. I have tried many different factors to try to stay at a healthier weight. Diet, exercise, both hand in hand and both separately. Low carb, I've tried throughout the years, and nothing seemed to work for me. I did try one factor that did work for myself, and that was keto. I enjoyed being on keto. I enjoyed what the energy it gave me. I enjoyed the fact of benefiting weight loss. I also enjoyed the fact of having enough energy to be able to continue on my daily activities and not have any sort of problems with myself. I was able to go out and do things, extracurricular activities outside, playing with the kids, doing all the things that a normal person would enjoy doing. The problem was, and this is just for myself, I am not saying anything negative about keto, but I could not maintain the factors that it had asked for, which you basically follow this for the rest of your life to maintain with weight loss. I could not do that, and due to me not being able to follow the guideline for the strict eating habits I had to adhere to, I gained all of my weight back that I had lost, and I had lost at that time frame about 80 pounds. So that was a big factor for myself that was very disheartening. It led to a lot of guilt. It led to a lot of frustration over why I was not able to lose the weight and keep it off. One of the issues that played a big factor in my choice to go through with bariatrics was my health issues. So one of those factors that a lot of people tend to have in life is high blood pressure, and I am one of those people. My blood pressure started in my pregnancy, and after a while having high blood pressure in pregnancy, it never seemed to go away. So it has continued on. I've had high blood pressure issues for, I'm going to say, about 20 years. It never seemed to get better except with medication. So I didn't want to be on medication. That was one thing that I wanted to make sure that I didn't have in my life unless I absolutely needed to have it. But because I could not keep my weight under a certain level and at a healthier zone, I had to stay on blood pressure medication, which was very frustrating for me. And I wanted to make a change. So with this wanting to change, I decided that I was going to go and talk with my doctor. That was going to be a very big conversation with him. I didn't want to have to go down that route of asking for help, but I did want to try and make sure that I was okay to losing weight. But I wanted it to be approved from my doctor so that I was doing it in the healthier way. So when I went to my doctor, I had described to him that I was experiencing issues with being tired all the time. I was having issues with not only my blood pressure. So at my doctor's office, I had decided to have a chat with him when I was there about weight loss and what I could do about it. So he stated to me that I could talk with a dietitian and see where that led me. I was a little concerned with talking with a dietitian only because that would mean that I would have to maintain this diet on my own with assistance from the dietitian. And I wanted to see if I could do something a little bit better than that, since I've already taken the route of trying to lose weight on my own and it failing. So at my doctor's office, I had discussed with him about my options. And part of my options, aside from talking with the dietitian only, he had asked if I had thought about doing bariatrics. And at that time in my life, I had talked about bariatrics before with family members who have went through it. I have talked with it over with my husband, but I was never made an actual sound decision to go through with it. It was something that I was a little scared of because I didn't know much about it at that time. So I decided at that moment that I was going to go on a new journey of trying something that if I qualified for it, then I would go through with it. So I went and had my BMI tested through my doctor, and it showed that with my BMI and my height and my weight, I was classified as being just over 35 BMI, and that is considered overweight and morbidly obese. And with a health concerns such as blood pressure issues is why I was able to get into bariatrics. So that led me down the route of getting started with bariatrics. I had him send over a referral and said, let's get on with my life and try to make these changes that I'm looking for and needing so desperately to make myself more healthier. So one of the things with bariatrics that he had talked with me about, there is definitely pros and cons. So some of the issues that I was having could also lead to issues with some of these pros and cons that come with bariatrics. So I will chat a little bit about that. So positives with bariatrics, I will be right here, and it'll show that you have weight loss, you have better energy, and you have clothing changes, self-esteem approval, so you feel better about yourself, and the life changing with your health issues are all positives that could happen with having bariatrics. Some of the negatives, which will also be right here, some of the negatives that can go along with bariatrics is this is a lifelong change. So with the lifestyle change that you're doing, vitamins for life is one of the negatives that would go along with that. You have to be on vitamins for the rest of your life. And another negative is complications. So there is complications that can happen with bariatrics. I won't get into too many details right now, but some of these complications um, could be serious, and that was one of the hesitants to why I was taking a long time to decide whether or not to go through with bariatrics. And more so, another kind of negative that's out there is your eating habits. Eating habits has to change, and sometimes you could get negative comments from family and friends about your eating habits because your social activity may change and you may not be eating as much as what you had previously done because you won't be eating out and going out to buffets and restaurants because you won't be able to eat that much, and you will definitely feel ill if you overeat. So those are some of the things that had me think about bariatrics, and I had to make a decision, which is definitely a personal choice. Bariatrics is not something that somebody can talk you into. It's something that is a personal choice for yourself and something that you have to decide whether you're wanting to go down that journey or not. So this leads me to why I chose and to make that decision for bariatrics. So after weighing all the pros and cons and looking at myself at where I had stood with my health and with my weight and with my energy levels and how I was feeling, I had decided that this was the time that I was going to go down that journey with bariatrics. It was not an easy decision to make. But for myself, I'm looking forward to being able to have that energy level, to be able to have that time outside with my kids, to be able to enjoy the outdoor living that I love to do. I love to travel. I love to go hiking and on walks, and I want to be able to enjoy myself just having company, just going out and visiting with friends and family and being able to experience that. Of course, now this is all after COVID because right now we have the pandemic going on. So, of course, this won't all happen to what I want to do until after the pandemic is over. But for most of it, like spending time with my husband and my children, that I can do. I'm looking forward to having changes be positive. I'm also looking forward to the clothing changes that could happen with bariatrics. The eating habits is going to be different, but I'm willing to try, and that's all that this is I need to try. I need to try for myself, to better myself, to get myself in a healthier state so that I'm here longer. I don't want to have health issues. I want my health issues to improve, and I want to be able to share this journey with you guys. It's not easy. It's not going to be easy, but I'm willing to start this journey. This is a life-changing event that is going to happen in my life, and it's going to happen soon. And I'm excited to go through this. It's a different emotions that hit me now that I'm getting closer. But as I get into telling you how long this journey is and how long I've waited for this journey, it is come to this moment where you are ready to start the beginning for the new you. In this part, I will say this is because we're Canadian, it is going to be something that I cannot state for bariatrics and what happens in the States and other places. This is solely coming from bariatrics in Canada and what happens in Ontario where we are. And I can't wait to start this new journey. So If you have comments and questions that you want to ask of what I've done so far, I will get in more into that. And I look forward to hearing what you guys want to know. I want to know what you guys want to know, what we've experienced so far, what I've gone through. And if you like this video, you can actually subscribe below and I will go further into more details with you. But at this moment, I am going to end this video and have some time before the day runs out. So take care, everyone. Thank you for joining in this session, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.